This portion of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion brought to you by my brand new book, about done. I was up till 4:30 in the morning working on it. It's called 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Your Family and Friends. Go to important family functions prepared for the onslaught of jabs, jokes, and insults based on your deeply held political beliefs. Fight back. Find out why you have the attacks. Find out how to stop the confrontations from escalating, how to walk away a winner with family and friends intact. Find out more. Go to Amazon, type in my name, Rusty Humphries, and get 7 ways to win political debates with family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. Let's rock this thing.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. Unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
It is. Hello. Welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We are live on Facebook, courtesy of our good friends, Right Wing News. Thank you, Right Wing News. We love you. Also being brought to you by and sponsored by 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Your Family and Friends, written by me. It's almost done. I stayed up all night. It's okay, though. It's a good book. You're going to like it. I keep adding stuff. It's like, can it be done? This writing a book thing is tough. So that's coming up. Also, want to thank our good friends at Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, Wax RX, Blunt Force Truth, the podcast, 101 Things Young Adults Should Know, and add zombies. All right, let's check them in. Let's see who you are. I want to make sure that you check in. Everybody do me a favor. If you're watching right now or listening right now, first of all, thank you. We appreciate you more than you know. If you would please type in where you're watching from. Give me your name, where you're from, you're deplorable from where. Also, give me some thumbs up, some hearts, whatever it is. Let's get some engagement going. Let's let everybody know that you are paying attention, okay? And also, if you would, share this. Let's let folks know about the show. All right. Brian is checking in from South Carolina. Hello, Brian. Holy moly. Kevin's checking in. Peter from Houston. Kevin's from Franklin, Georgia. Mike is from Scarsdale, New York. Mustafa. Hello, Mustafa from Colorado. Nice to meet you. Curtis is from Wichita, Kansas. Carla from Chappaqua. Let's see. Lyndon, how you doing? Philip, talking about CNN. Oh, we're going there. Don't worry. James says CNN always changes the truth. Yes, they do. Mike's in Kansas City, Mo. KCMO. Guy, Duluth, Minnesota. Greg is in Terre Haute, Indiana. Mirza says, hey, Mirza. Kevin's at Fort Worth, Texas. Rob says, give him hell, Rusty. I will. I'm ready. I'm going to fight. I'm ready for a fight. Are you ready? You ready to a little spar, a little jab, a little this, a little that? Come on, let's go. Double up. I forget what song that is, but it's a good one. Bill's in Gainesville, and we got Jewel from Tennessee and Roz in California. Sue is in LaSalle, Illinois, checking in. How you doing tonight? I'm good, Sue. Thank you. Diane is from California. Brian's from South Carolina. All right. Randall wants us to throw CNN beating, and it is time. I am so damn sick and tired of the lies. I am so damn sick and tired of CNN trying to pull another one over on us. All we want is the truth. That's all we say. Hey, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, throw out the alphabet letters. I don't care. All we want is the truth. Here's the thing about the press. They are one of the only professions that is protected in the Constitution. I mean, what a sweet gig that is. I'm glad I'm under that. My job is protected in the Constitution. I'm supposed to be able to say open and honest things, but I shouldn't be up here lying. I don't do that. I couldn't do that. I would have a really hard time sleeping at night if I knew that I was lying, whether it was whether it was Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton. I just couldn't lie. I couldn't do it. And these CNN douchebags, oh, Chandra, right, that's right, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Double up, baby got back. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Chandra. Little Sir Mix-a-Lot for you today. Okay. We're from the same hometown, me and Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know what I just heard? Sir Mix-a-Lot is, I think that's why I thought about it. Sir Mix-a-Lot is now going to do a morning radio show in Seattle. Oh, that's going to be good for about a week. Anyway, so all we ask you douchebags at CNN or any of you alphabet soup networks or people in the media is just don't lie to us. You don't have to love Donald Trump or anything like that, but quit lying. But we know they lie. They are good at lying, and it is time that they be exposed. And I'm so happy our good friend James O'Keefe at Project Veritas has done it again. Now, I go way back with James O'Keefe. True story. I'm at Andrew Breitbart's house one day. And if you remember Andrew Breitbart, would you please give a thumbs up in his memory? Would you please? A little thumbs up, a little we miss you, R.I.P. Andrew Breitbart. Just some right now. A whole bunch of them, as a matter of fact. Some hearts in honor of Andrew Breitbart, please. Because I don't know where this country may have gone without the great Andrew Breitbart. He, in his short life, saved a lot of... He inspired a lot of people. And I thank God for Andrew Breitbart. Anyway, so I'm in Andrew Breitbart's kitchen. And he's got his computer on the... I'm not getting enough hearts for Andrew Breitbart. I got to be honest. I'm disappointed. Is it that he's already been forgotten? I hope not. Let me take a look on here, because I'm not seeing him coming across my screen. Maybe I got to have a different screen up. I mean, we're talking about Andrew Breitbart here. This isn't any just, conservative. Hold on, turn it down there. Where's there we go. Thank you. Give lots of love, lots of hearts for Andrew Breitbart. You know, Dawn's asking if they murdered him. I don't know. Everybody that I know that was really, really, really close with him says no, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, so I'm sitting at Andrew Breitbart's kitchen, okay? And he brings up his computer and he goes, oh, I got something. Rusty, you're not going to believe this. It is going to blow the lid off of the media. Wow. I want to see that. So he pulls out his computer, like I said, and plays me a videotape. Now, this videotape has two of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. I go, Andrew, you got a guy that looks like he's 19 years old, dressed up like a pimp, and some hot young girl dressed up like a hooker, and they're going to offices, and they're pretending that they're running a child prostitution ring or something. Buddy, no offense, but you're kind of losing it. These are the worst actors I've ever seen. No, Rusty, this is going to blow the lid off of Acorn. I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I was wrong. I missed that one. I'll be the first to admit it. So after that, of course, it was a huge success. And if you don't remember what Andrew did that was so brilliant with that, and James O'Keefe had learned from him, is they drip out information. They give you just a little bit. And then they wait for the person to say, oh, I didn't do that. Really? Well, let me give you something more. Oh, well, that was faked. Oh, really? Well, let's give you another little taste. And James O'Keefe learned from the master and has done that. Now, I want you to see the video if you haven't seen it. This is exposing the liberal lies of CNN and what is going on with the Trump story and Russia. Let's go to it here, and you're watching it on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Let's go here. Here we go.
Then why is CNN constantly like Russia this, Russia that?
Because it's ratings.
Because it's ratings?
Our ratings are incredible right now.
But honestly, you think the whole Russia shit is just like bullshit.
Could be bullshit. I mean, it's mostly bullshit right now. Like, we don't have any big giant proof. I just feel like they don't really have it, but they want to keep digging. And so I think the president is probably right to say, like, look, you are witch hunting me. Like, you have no smoking gun. You have no real proof.
And the CEO of CNN said in our internal meeting, he said, good job everybody covering the climate accords, but we're done with it. Let's get back to Russia.
Then why is CNN constantly
Okay,
like
so that was...
Russia this, Russia that?
Because it's ratings.
But honestly, you think the
Okay,
whole
so
Russia
that's
shit is just...
the whole piece. It's going to go into more detail and depth, and you can find that at Project Veritas. That is James O'Keefe's website. And to me, it just confirms everything we thought, doesn't it? I mean, what is it about... I mean, the thing about that makes this fascinating is that they got him on tape. They admitted it. It's about ratings. We know it's a bunch of baloney. Trump is right. They keep harping on Russia, right? This is all the stuff that we've said. And now, finally, we've got a tape with a CNN employee, and now that guy's gone, and 3 other people are gone, and they're gonna start firing other people. And Trump came out with a tweet today saying there's big trouble at CNN, and people are going to get fired, and President of CNN, Jeff Zucker's like, we ain't going to fire nobody. Right. You watch and see. This is going to be the beginning of the end of a lot of folk at CNN. They're going to be gone faster than Megyn Kelly will be on NBC. Oh, I heard that show is just bombing. Megyn Kelly, whoopsie. Sorry, Megyn. I mean, I loved Megyn. You know, she was smoking hot back in the day, but now the kookiness is, the liberal bias has come out. And, you got to give credit to Alex Jones for exposing her. And, I mean, has anybody seen that show, Megyn Kelly? I haven't seen a minute of it. Not 1 minute of it. Let's see. Bill says you can't trust the mainstream. Cheryl says good, get rid of them all. Josh says Christ is coming back soon. Yes, he is. Josh, I just don't know when, neither do you. And until then, I'm going to keep fighting for truth, justice, and the American way, brother. Rayleigh says it's time to get them all. Carolyn says, please tell us some good news. I thought it's pretty good news that they're busting the guys over at CNN. Isn't that good news? Rhonda gives some hearts to Andrew, and Ava give hearts to Andrew, and Brian says good evening, and Dawn asked if they murdered him. Carrie's checking in. Shout out from Carrie in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Brian, propaganda has replaced honest journalism in the mainstream media. That's true, and it's gotten to a point where the mainstream media is so all in. They have invested all of their resources, all of their credibility, and they can't go back now, and it's too late. And the American people are starting to go, we're just not going to watch you anymore. And people can tell me all day long that Stephen Colbert is having better ratings, and Rick Maddow, that guy from MSNBC that looks like Chandler from Friends, and what? Huh? Rick. Rachel? What do you mean Rachel? No, it's Rick Maddow. It's the guy that looks like Chandler from Friends. It's a girl? Oh. Sorry about that. I guess it's Rachel. I thought it was Rick. Anyway, I guess, Rachel Maddow, they've got great ratings. It's temporary. It's temporary. And it will stay temporary. Well, actually, the temporary is going to go away soon, because the American people want to see something get done, and all they're seeing is Democrats lie. And the media lie. And they keep being exposed. And they're starting to see it and understand. And even if you spent your time watching the Kardashians or watching cartoons or sports or whatever it is you watch and you don't pay attention to politics, it's even getting to folks like that. We've got better things to do than watch politics. And even they are starting to go, do I really think Trump is a traitor? Really? Nah, I don't buy it. Nancy Pelosi, do we really think Republicans are trying to kill old people with this health care thing? Yeah, I don't buy that either. And you're going to start seeing more and more of this. Now, Sarah Palin, my old pal Sarah Palin, is in the news, and I love it. Oh, I love Sarah Palin. Who loves Sarah Palin? If you love Sarah Palin, give me a thumbs up. I love Sarah Palin. I do. She is, as a matter of fact, I had a little computer crash. Hold on. I had a little computer crash before the show just started. And I've got a video. I may try to pull it up before the end of the program. I'm going to try after this story. Because Sarah gets such a bad rap from people. And I really hate it. I do. There's a picture of me and Sarah. She got the red dress on back there. See that? That's Sarah. But what is Sarah Palin doing in the news right now? Good question, Rusty. Well, let me tell you. Sarah Palin is suing the New York Times for defamation. All I can say is, you go, girl. You go. You go, girl. That's what I want to see. Good for you, Sarah Palin. I love it. I love it. Sarah Palin is suing the New York Times for defamation, according to documents filed in federal court today that were obtained by the Daily Caller. I saw this story earlier on Right Wing News, too. The lawsuit has to do with an editorial the New York Times ran on June 14th that falsely smeared Palin as inciting the 2011 shooting of Democratic Representative Gabby Giffords by a mentally ill man. There is no evidence, right here, to support the New York Times implication that Palin played a role in inciting Giffords' shooting. Very true. As a matter of fact, this guy was just kooky all around. He wasn't some right-wing supporter. He was just nutty. Unlike the guy that shot up the Republican congressional baseball team the other day. But let's put that aside, right? So specifically, Mrs. Palin brings this action to hold the New York Times accountable for defaming her by publishing a statement about her that it knew to be false. Mrs. Palin was responsible for inciting mass shooting at a political event January 2011, Palin's suit states. Specifically, on June 14th, 2017, the Times editorial board, which represents the voice of the Times, falsely stated as a matter of fact to millions of people that Mrs. Palin incited Jared Loughner's January 8th, 2011 shooting rampage at a political event in Tucson, Arizona, during which he shot 19 people, severely wounding United States Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords and killing 6, including Chief U.S. District Court Judge John Rawl and a 9-year-old girl. The lawsuit states that the paper published and promoted its editorial board's column despite knowing that the linchpin of its sickening pattern of politically incited shootings was the false assertion that Mrs. Palin incited Loughner to murder 6 people, among them a child, a federal judge, and seriously wound numerous others. I believe in freedom of the press. I do. It is so important that we embrace the freedom of the press. The problem with the press today is they aren't interested in their freedoms. They are interested in exploitation. They are looking to make Republicans look bad. They hate Sarah Palin. Man, they just hate her. It doesn't matter what Sarah Palin does. They just can't stand her. And I find that so disappointing. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera right now. I'm trying to find this video. I crashed earlier. I'll find it. But I got a chance to hang out. I've hung out with Sarah Palin a couple times. She is... Darn it. It's not coming up. Oh, here we go. Let's try this. Video library. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Facebook and talking to you at the same time. Search Palin. I'm trying to show you this because I want you to see what a cool person this is. And because you never see this side of Sarah Palin. Here it is. Yay! I found it. Okay, I'm going to play it in just a second here. But what is so impressive and fascinating about Sarah Palin is how she really is somebody that is a regular person. But she's way smarter than the left ever gave her credit for. And one of the reasons I know, I'll be honest, when we went to dinner the first time, I won't say I was testing her, but I was throwing stuff out. You know, if she knew, do you know this, do you know that? And I'll tell you what, there was nothing that I threw out that Sarah Palin not only didn't know, but she probably knew a lot more than I did, and certainly was conversational. It was so impressive. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how impressive Sarah Palin was. And so, after dinner, and she's so funny and so sharp. Anyway, I'm just going to play a clip of this video that we did, and just to give you an idea of what it's like to kind of hang out with Sarah Palin and her sense of humor. And it's again, no rehearsal. We just threw this together about a year ago here in Arizona on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. There we go. Oops.
Hey, I'm just here in Phoenix and meeting people. I'm going to ask folks who they like for politics and stuff. And hi, ma'am. What's your name?
Are you just doing a man on the street?
Yeah.
Interview?
Yeah. What's your name?
Okay. My name's Sal.
Your name's
Sal.
You kind of look like Sarah Palin.
I get that a lot.
Do you?
And then when I start talking, they say, "Yeah, your voice is as annoying as Sarah Palin's."
Now, see, Sarah, the way you look right now, I mean, you look like normal. People are going to go, that's not really Sarah Palin.
It's so funny walking by people, and that is what they say. That looks kind of like Tina Fey or Sarah Palin. Yeah.
Does that make you laugh, or does it
It makes
bother
me
you?
laugh a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah.
So you're like just hanging out, and what do you like normally do?
I am a big-time, full-time mom. In addition to writing a book right now, though, and speaking to bigwigs like Rusty Humphries,
Thank
I
you.
get to do that. But I'm still in Alaska. That's where we are grounded. That's our foundation. That's where we live. But we got to come out here to Arizona for a couple days before we head to Canada and go fishing.
You really like that, fishing? I mean, you're like a good-looking woman.
Well, a bad day fishing beats a good day of a real job.
Okay, let's go over this. This is pretty weird. Like this outdoor mall. There's her husband Todd. He's very.
Warm.
He is like a huge stud. This is one of the guys that, like most guys, I go, you know what? I could really. I would like to beat you just to prove that I can.
I know
and he's one I couldn't.
Yeah, he's Captain America.
Yeah.
But yeah, look what a stud he is. Look what he's carrying. He's such a good man.
You're such a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
boy,
Are you
good
gonna?
boy.
Are you gonna do the snowmobile machine thing still?
21 years is not enough, so yeah, I'll do it again.
21 years. Why? I rode a snowmobile once. Not machine. Is there a difference between snowmobile and snow machines?
And you just say snow machine and you're.
Because you guys are the only ones I know that say that. I'm just
what
saying.
It's called.
I rode it one time.
All Alaskans say snow machines.
You're from Alaska.
All the guys down south say snowmobile.
All I know is I rode one once, and my nards still hurt, and that was like from 1982.
That's pathetic.
It hurts, doesn't it?
No, not in good shape. It's good.
See, he's a manly man. Oh, Todd Palin just called me fat. Todd
Literally.
Palin just called me fat. Did you hear that? All right, so can we talk a little politics stuff, or you don't want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Donald Trump said nice things about you. I know. But you're like, you got to be like me. God, I'm so sick of talking politics sometimes. You get sick of it?
I'm sick of the namby-pamby, status quo, milk toast, vanilla flavored politics and politicians.
Yeah.
Donald Trump did say nice things about me. I say nice things about him too. That man has helped build America and goes through the fire, is probably going through the fire right now in terms of the media, trying to beat him up and clobber him, and I respect people like
All right,
that.
let me ask you this.
Come out,
Nobody's gone through the fire more than you. Nobody in your family. What would you tell Donald Trump on how to deal with this garbage?
I've already told him. I said, keep it up. America appreciates that you're calling it like you see it. He's telling a lot of truth, and really he's helping educate and lead the other candidates because they're going to have to step up their game and quit sounding like politicians, and really hardcore solutions that they're going to be able to articulate, and that's because Donald Trump is pushing them to do it.
Are there other than Trump? Is anybody else you like? Or
This was before the nomination, by the way, last
what
year.
Are there 17 of them in
Yes.
there right now? I like a bunch of them. You know,
Okay.
of course, I always have a lot of respect for Ted Cruz. I'm not going to go through each one, but I'm just so thankful we have a deep bench. They all have wonderful attributes, and I'm going to keep saying good things about each one of them. And then at some point here, man, I can't wait till we all unify behind one of them. And that way, we're kind of conserving resources and energy and efforts. We get behind one person, and of course, that's how we're going to beat the Dems.
There's a lot of us who wish you were doing this. Why did you not? Or is there a chance that maybe you might be number 18?
Well, there's still how many months to go? It's still early in the ball game, I keep saying.
Yeah.
So,
So you're not saying no?
Well, never say never.
Okay.
Again.
Because there's a lot of us that wish you were still doing it.
Well, I appreciate that, and in the meantime, we'll just keep working hard to get the right people at least noticed, even if it's just like the Palin curiosity factor. If
Yeah.
we, are invited into their campaign to talk to them or do an interview about them or whatever, people sometimes will pay more attention to what it is that they're saying, and I'll take it. We'll do that.
Well, and last time you were very successful in launching candidates and endorsing candidates that won. Are you going to be doing a lot of that too?
You know what we do at SarahPAC, our political action committee, we go out there and we find those underdogs. We find folks who are running for the right reason.
I love that.
They're in it for a reason, not a season. And they we'll find those underdogs. Those maybe they're not on any radar screen, any poll, and hopefully give them a bit of a boost, and then they do their thing, and quite often they are elected, and I love it.
Any underdogs that you're looking at right now?
Any underdogs that I'm looking at right now?
Like people that maybe no one's heard of, but you go, that's a good guy or gal.
Yeah, but we spend so much time seriously vetting those candidates that we make darn sure that they're going to be the right ones to represent the right thing for constituents, and until we're darn sure, I'm not going to name names.
Hey, Todd, you're talking too much, okay? Just kind of keep it down if you would, just a little bit. All right.
Doing his job.
He's like your full-time bodyguard, isn't he?
He is, and chauffeur, and he's checking on the kids right now.
Let's throw down,
Doing
Todd, just a
that.
little bit. Let's just see how many rounds I could go with you. Let's just throw down just a little. No? Okay, all right. All right, well, how can folks, I know Twitter is big for you and Facebook. Is that the best way people can find you and stuff?
Facebook is. We get so many comments on what it is that we post that obviously it's hard to contact the person who wants to contact me through the Facebook posts. So SarahPAC.
Okay.
I have a couple of really good people working there, taking the calls and the communications and getting them to me when need be. And that's how we see.
So I'm going to say this in front of your face. This is what I'd say on the radio. So I just had dinner with Sarah and Todd. Cooler than you would hope they would be. I mean, it's just like going to dinner with two of the nicest people you've ever had dinner with, and what a fun time. Thank you.
No, it was cool for us, especially hearing your wild stories, your terrorist story, going through. I can't believe you're still alive.
Well, see, I may not look as badass as Todd, but I could go around her too. Except on the snowball machine. I'm vibrating. I'm vibrating. All right,
I
Sarah.
don't want to hear that.
Sarah, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank
Give me a sugar. Give me sugar. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
So that was my interview not that long ago with Sarah Palin. I guess it was before we'd finally selected Donald Trump as our nominee. But it's a great example of seeing how the media lies about her. Oh, Sarah Palin's stupid. Oh, she ain't know nothing. Sarah Palin is, and insert whatever slam they can make on this woman. And I can tell you personally, again, smart and funny, and again, man, we need people like her. We need people like Sarah Palin running this country, not idiots like Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi. Do you think Nancy Pelosi could do an interview like that? Being honest and being truthful and being a human being, having fun with her family. I mean, those people, all they care about on the Democrat side is politics, power, and money. That's it. They sure as hell don't give a damn about your family or mine. And so when I see somebody like a Sarah Palin, or, man, there's a lot of, Michelle Bachmann is another one I've spent a lot of time with. These are good people, and they really, really are trying to make our country better. Mike Pence I've known for years. Good man. Well, I don't like his stance on gay marriage or abortion or whatever. So? We're not going to agree with everybody and everything. It's okay. But what I don't like is, well, one issue, you're out, I hate you. That's got to stop on both sides. All right, check in with me. How y'all feeling? Let me say hello. Brett says Sarah is hot. She really is, Brett. She's short. And you know the other thing that was really interesting? Not one person recognized her. Not one. It was really, I thought we were going to have all the big security detail and everybody be mobbing and you know, yelling and screaming and autographs or whatever. Nobody noticed. It's very interesting. I've been around other women who they just, when they dress down a little bit, who else? Suzanne Summers is like that too. They dress down a little bit, just kind of don't do anything special with their hair. They're still beautiful, but people don't recognize them. It's kind of interesting. Benito says Sarah is 100% all-American born free. Yep, I agree. Albert says they will sell you out, second highest bidder wins when it comes to Democrats. Yep. Chandra, howdy. How you doing? Ed says Pelosi is old enough to have retired 20 years ago. How is she still able to stay in office? I don't know how any, like John McCain's another one. I really think it should be, how about 80? I mean, you and I are supposed to retire at 65. How about for people in Congress, I don't know, 80, 75 we give them. But this, I'm going to stay in there until I'm old and feeble, like, who was the guy? Robert KKK Byrd. You know, that guy was coming in at the end on crutches and could barely walk. Hey, how you doing? I'm Robert KKK Byrd. Yes, Senator Byrd, we need some of your deep insights. Tell us, what do you think we should do with this bill? I like eggs. What? I like eggs. Will somebody find my rake? I mean, this is what we're dealing with in the Senate. They won't leave ever. Ever. Lyndon is asking. Brian says term limits are needed. Yes. Brett says Pelosi's the crypt keeper. Randall says Maxine Waters runs from people. That's very true. Rusty, Lyndon asks, a lot of people are really concerned about the Illinois financial debacle. What do you think? First of all, I think you're surprised. Anybody surprised at how Illinois is going broke? Of course they're going broke. Illinois is the model for exactly what not to do. They have allowed Democrat politics to take over for years and years and years. Oh, but they've got Republicans as the governor. Governor in Illinois means almost nothing. The guy with the power in Illinois is the mayor of Chicago. It's always a Democrat, always been a Democrat, and until they wake up, always will be a Democrat because they pay people off. Then they promise the unions the world, and they give unions all these great deals and benefits and city contracts. And I remember one time I was working on a concert. I was put on a concert. It was a pretty big time show in Chicago, and man, you couldn't touch anything without a union. I got to grab my lunchbox. That's a union job. We need to, okay, will somebody please raise the curtain? We're in rehearsal. That's a union job. And then if we went 1 second over time, I think the show was supposed to be over at 10. And if we went at 10 o'clock and 1 second, everybody got like double overtime. It was crazy. Then they've got these pensions and all these things that they've promised the members of the state. And boy, they're living large. Everybody's happy, but nobody can afford anything. The prices are all so outrageous there, and now the state's gonna go broke because it cannot support itself. I saw a story today that if you are in the mega bucks, no, what are the jackpots? The lottery. Anyway, there's the two big national lottery things. If you win and you're from Illinois, you may not get paid. That's how crazy this has gone and how just out of whack Illinois is. So I'm not worried about Illinois. I know that they are going to expect you and me to bail them out. I have one word for them. No. Same thing with California. No. You dumbasses got yourselves into these positions. You gave away the farm. You overpaid people so you could get Democrats elected. So you're fired. I'm not going to pay your bill, not one bit. That's what should be said. That's what the president should say. That's what the members of Congress should say. Oh, you want to go bankrupt? Good luck. We ain't bailing you out. Same thing with you, Puerto Rico. All y'all, you knew what you were doing. You thought you were so smart. We'll just keep spending. Oh, boy, everything is going to be great. Well, it's not. And now it's time to pay the piper. And the piper ain't us. That's what I say. Sue says, will the last person to leave Illinois turn out the lights? Brett says, not all unions run this way. No, okay. Here's the thing about doing a radio show. And I get this at times. Well, my union didn't do that, or I don't believe that way. Okay, I'm talking to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people every day. 1 million people every week minimum, okay? I cannot do specifics on every single person every night. I have to do generalizations because of time constraints, and it would really get boring. Well, Union 742, they're pretty good, but Union 746, they're not so good, right? So, you can see definitely there's a problem in places like Illinois. Definitely the problem with, I don't believe that any government person should be allowed to unionize. I don't. You're supposed to be in service to your fellow man if you're in government, and I don't believe that you have a right to unionize. That's what I think, and I think that would solve a lot of our problems. Teachers. Give me a friggin' break. You know, I just think that if you're going to be a teacher, aren't you there to serve the children? You're not there. I mean, today's teachers are all about themselves. Okay, there I go generalizing it. Not every teacher, but I will tell you, in the local school down the street where my daughter goes to school, I've never seen such a bunch of degenerates as teachers. I've never seen so many selfish damn people. I can't even talk to the principal of that school. I've talked to presidents. I've talked to prime ministers. I've talked to Academy Award-winning actors and actresses. I've talked to some of the biggest people in the world. I cannot get a meeting with the principal of my daughter's school. She's way too important. And that attitude has trickled down to her teaching staff, and it's a lousy, lousy school. Okay. Do me a favor, would you please? First of all, Dawn is checking in from Oregon. What part of Oregon, Dawn? I lived in Portland, and I lived in Beaverton, and I lived in Grants Pass, and I lived in Medford, or Eagle Point. Very curious where in Oregon. Rick says, Democrats need to own that mess in Chicago. Experiment over. It doesn't work. You are correct. Michael is having a garden fresh tomato sandwich. Good. Well, good for you, Michael. Democrats and their mob ties corrupted our unions. Oh, okay. Randall, thank you. Do me a favor now. Would you check in? Let me know where you are. Give me some thumbs. I need a little interaction right now. I need a little bit of you participating. Will you do me a favor? Not only the thumbs up, not only the hearts, not only the hellos. If you haven't said your name, I'd like to try to read it off. But also, would you share the video? We need people to see that you're paying attention. You know, there's a thing. I want to say hello to some people that have shared the video. Let's see here. Who shared the video? Karen has shared the video. A bunch of people shared the video, but we need more. Another Karen shared the video. Thank you. Danny shared the video. Thank you very much. Also, if you're listening to the podcast, if you would share the podcast, we would appreciate it. Pamela has shared the video. What do you do? Have you shared the video? Why not? Again, there's a thing, and it's in my book. My book, which is going to be available very soon, which is called, I stay up till 4:30 in the morning working on this book. It's almost done. I'm so close. I just want to get it done, get it out there. 7 ways to win political debates with your liberal family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. Now, the reason I'm asking you to send out the video is the same thing I talk about in the book. There's a thing called social proof. It's a psychological phenomenon. And you see it all the time. And it is when you notice a group of people agreeing with something or disagreeing with something, you start to feel, should I like that too? Should I check that out? It's a psychological thing. It's affected all of us. But if you send out this video to your friends, they might check it out. You might turn them around. Even liberals might watch this and go, maybe that guy, that fat guy, Rusty, is saying something that I never thought of before. So we have to stick together, and we have to make sure that the message gets out and let people know that conservatives are not mean. We're not evil. We don't hate children. We don't hate union people. We don't like the way unions are run or how they're taking advantage of a lot of cities and organizations. But that's not the union folk. There's a lot of things that we agree with regular, average Democrats, hardworking people. It is the party and the leadership that we have the most problem with, and we have problems with party and leadership on the Republican side too. We as Americans, we need to stand up and stand together. Now, one of the things I need you to do is to pay attention very carefully for the next few moments. I need to tell you about my sponsors. They are so important. This is how we keep this show in the air. I'm not asking you for a dime to watch this program. I'm doing it every single night live on Facebook, on the Right Wing News. It's at 9 p.m. in the East. 9, it's fine. 6 in the West. 6, you get your fix. But we do have good sponsors. And if you are ever in the market for these products, I ask you to search them out and find them, because they're good products, they're good people, and they support what it is you watch. So Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream and Back Pain Relief Cream. 100% money back guarantee. It doesn't smell, it doesn't burn, and it is not greasy. It is a fabulous product. You can get it at any Walmart, Walgreens, or great retailer. It is really, really good. And it has what they call an empty jar guarantee. That means you can use the entire jar. And if it doesn't work for you, don't you worry. You can send it back and get a full refund. Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, Walmart, Walgreens, any great retailer, or find them online at AustralianDream.com. Wax RX. What is this product? Well, if you are like me, and I get wax build up in my ears. It drives me nuts. And I have to go to the doctor a couple of times a year to get the wax taken out. Well, not anymore. With Wax RX, this is a pH-conditioned ear wash system, and it's the same ear washer that doctors and clinics, the same kind of stuff they use. And if you don't want to spend $100 or more going to the doctor, go to waxrx.com and find out how you could get Wax RX and get this. Just have it in your house. You never know when that wax is going to build up, and then you're stuck. You don't want that to happen. Blunt Force Truth is a fabulous podcast, and it is run by two of my favorite people in the world. It's Chuck Woolery. You remember him from The Love Connection and Wheel of Fortune and Greed, a bunch of great talk shows, a bunch of great game shows. And then Mark Young, who is his best pal, one of my best pals too, one of the smartest human beings on the planet. And they do this great podcast, Blunt Force Truth. It's available at bluntforcetruth.com. And I think you're going to like the program. I really, really do. And then also, if you would check out this great book, 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. John Hawkins is the guy that runs this Facebook page that we are so kindly using. It's called Right Wing News, and it's 101 things all young adults should know, and that's pretty fabulous, isn't it? And then my book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends. The ebook is on pre-sale right now. It should be available in the next day or so. I just got to finish it, get it up, and you're going to really like it. $7.77. It's the best deal of the year, and you can go get that at Amazon right now. And then one last one, and that is if you have a great business and you're trying to get ads done properly, and it's so hard to get them done properly for Facebook and Twitter, go to AdZombies.com, and they will do an incredible job for you, and it's a flat rate fee, and if you use my name, Rusty, you can get 20% off. Okay? Let's check in with you very quickly. Let's see. Peter is liking, let's see. Peter, what are you liking? Are you liking Wax RX or are you liking Australian Dream? I don't know. Mary is shouting out from Northern Cali. She's a conservative and a deplorable. Thank you, Mary. Ed says, I think liberals have the potential to change and develop common sense and have morals because the liberal news hides a lot of the truth from them. One of their methods is lying to them. That's true. Right now, I think it is more difficult than just about any time in history because the divide is so sharp. And that divide has been caused by the left, by people in politics, and by the media, because to them, their power is far more important than what's in the best interest of our country. And so they would much rather divide and conquer than they would to do the right thing, because they're out of ideas. When they say they're progressives and we're coming up with the new stuff, no, you're regressive. You're doing the same crap you tried in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the thousands, and they've never worked. Your ideas don't work, dummies. Come on, learn from your mistakes. Let's see. Australian Dream back paper. Oh, that's what Peter's using. Good, Peter, I'm glad. Beth says leadership is lacking, yeah. Tina says, she's from North Carolina, and the teachers have gone downhill. They used to teach for the love of teaching, but now most of them are doing it because it's Monday through Friday and paid summer. Yeah. Russell is a Pennsylvania deplorable redneck, if there is such a one. Jeremy says, I live in Illinois, and everyone thinks that Chicago is the only city in Illinois, but I live in southern Illinois. I'm not saying, Jeremy, that there's not more cities in Illinois. Of course, there's plenty of cities there. But that state, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and I'll correct it. But that state is run by Chicago, and I think that awful system, that machine that runs Chicago, has infected that state like a cancer, and it's eating that body up until it's about to kill it, and chemotherapy is not going to help. Let's see. Beth has shared the video. Thank you, Beth. You are awesome. Jazz says, tuned in late. Sue, still here, shared the video. Thank you. Linda says, I think our tax money is going to the wrong places. Welfare, illegals, using brothers, let them get off their butts and work like the rest of us have to. Stop giving them everything free. Those congressmen should have a set time limit, like 20 years in office. Some of them still can't think for themselves. They can't read at part-time. So why should they be trying to run our country and nation? They need to give up and get retired a long time ago. Amen. Thank you, Linda. Okay. Jazz says, like Cali, Illinois is run by population centers. Yep. Beth says, Obama started the divide, made it so bad, racial tensions too. I don't know. I think that is even before Obama. He just made it worse. And worse, he did make it. He did. Okay. I'm about out of time. A couple things I would love for you to do, and that is, if you would, go to my website, rustylive.com. And there's a lot of things that are going on there. I'm trying to update it a lot. Trying to update it. Also, if you've got one of those Alexas, the Alexa Dot, the Amazon Echo, I've just put together a new skill. It works on your flash briefing, although for some reason it didn't work today. I got to figure it out. But it's a way to get something that I'm not doing anywhere else. I'm just doing this 1 or 2 minute thing on your Alexa, your smart device. So if you have that, just go to skills and type in Rusty Humphries and it'll pop up. And then then you'll just say, Alexa, what's the news? And then it'll pop up. Should be fun. I hope you'll try that out. The book, it's available. I'd sure appreciate if you try that. Also, if you are an entrepreneur or you are a businessman or you work for a big corporation and you guys are looking for ways to really hit that niche, to become the celebrity in your niche, contact me on my website. I do VIP consulting for awesome people, and I'm looking to help out a few more because I want to get the message out and teach people how to do it the right way so we're not so boring and we can make sure that what's going on the other side doesn't come back, okay? So go to my website, rustylive.com, and you can find me and contact me, and we'll do what we can. Also, if you'd like to advertise on this great show, please do. Again, contact me, rustylive.com. Hit the contact. You'll get all that information. Anything else? Vero Beach is where Brian is. Beth, Tina, Lyndon, Peter, Donald, Randall, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We sure appreciate you. And check out the podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, iTunes, Stitcher, now at Google Play, and just about every place you can find a podcast. It's called The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Be here at 9 tomorrow, 9 in the East, 9 it's fine, 6 in the West, 6 get your fix. It's The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, live at Right Wing News and the Rusty Humphries Rebellion podcast. May God bless you. May God bless America. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Okay, they gone? All right, good. Yeah, those people that don't normally stick around. Glad they're gone. I don't like those. I like you way better. I'll be honest. You're way cooler than those guys. Unless that guy comes back, then he's pretty cool too. And what am I doing tomorrow's show? You know, I have no idea what I'm doing on tomorrow's show. Nothing whatsoever. Get one of those Amazon dots for like $40. They're pretty cool. No, I'm not selling them. Although I think I've got a link on one-to-one on my website. You can click on it. They're fun to play with. Share the video. Tell your friends. Call the neighbors. Save America. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.